you're new here, my name's Elizabeth Nwansi. I'm a photography coach, and I am also a wedding photographer who teaches people through my signature program, Roadmap to Booked. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And today, I just wanted to kind of dive right into it and talk to you guys about something that has been coming up with all of our students and private clients. And I'm just hearing a lot in the photography community, and it's about Instagram specifically. So a huge question that I think any photographer has when they're first starting, or even they've been years into their photography business, is how to market their photography business properly. And then the caveat, or the sort of section inside of that really big, grand question, is like, how to do that through Instagram, because we love Instagram, right? Well, Instagram's free if you're not doing ads. You don't have to pay for anything. And it's great. I love Instagram. That's where we get the majority of our bookings, anywhere ranging from $5K if we're doing associate weddings to $9 to $10K if I'm doing the weddings myself. Now, here's what really irks me, though, about some of the information out there about Instagram marketing. What really irks me is that there's this sort of narrative that's going around saying, well, if you just post more, if you just post every day, if you post multiple times a day, if you post, 4, 5, 6 times a day, then you'll get more sales, then you'll get more inquiries. I'm sorry. I'm sure people are going to come for me in the comments, but that is not the case. It's just not the case. Okay. And this advice really gets under my skin, because it's something that I tried following a long time ago when I was starting my photography business. I truly thought that I would hear these gurus saying, you just have to post more, just post every day. And what followed was me trying to post things that I didn't love so that I could keep up with this crazy posting schedule. And I wasn't doing anything else but spending hours trying to figure out what to post, trying to figure out what to put in the captions, trying to keep up with this crazy schedule, this hustle of all of it. And I wasn't seeing anything happen. I wasn't getting more inquiries. If anything, I feel like it was hurting my inquiry process because, and we'll talk about that in a second. But with that being said, I feel like I really just want to let you know, as a photographer, what I found is that you can and you should use Instagram differently. This is what I teach. I'm very much no hustle. And I teach photographers how to use it in the way that's strategic, so that you're showing up consistently, but you're showing up like 1 or 2 times a week, as opposed to every single time, multiple times a day, doing reels all the time and like doing all the things. It's very hustle. Okay. So the truth is, posting to Instagram is not a marketing strategy. It's not. And when we think about Instagram, we have to go deeper into realizing that it's a social app, and we can't just stop at posting. We do have to do other things on Instagram in order for it to be used strategically, and in order for it to nurture and generate inquiries who are excited to work with us. Okay, so I have 3 tips that I'm going to be bringing you guys today for you guys to level up your Instagram and just transform it and start using it better, because I don't want you guys staying stuck on just this app. The truth is, you shouldn't build your photography business marketing plan on the back of Instagram alone. That's just not smart. It's certainly something I did in the beginning and middle of my career. And the past couple of years, I realized how important it is to be omnipresent, to have, yes, use Instagram, leverage Instagram. It's great. It's a beautiful free app, and you should be on it as a photographer. But with that being said, if Instagram were to go away tomorrow, you need to have some other platform that people are able to find you, that you've been nurturing regularly. Okay. So with that being said, let's go over the tips. The first thing is post less and post better quality. I cannot emphasize this enough. The reason I feel like specifically for photographers that you have to use Instagram differently is because I really think that you should be using the posting aspect of it as more of a portfolio or a secondary website, if you will. If you think about it, there are a lot of people who are searching for wedding photographers or family photographers on Instagram. They didn't go to Google, they went straight to Instagram. And when they go on there and search, a lot of those people aren't taking the time to go over to your website with your carefully planned out portfolio. And so with that being said, what you should be doing is you should be using your feed as a portfolio and less as a hustle, post every day attraction sort of thing. The reason why that's so important as well is if you're posting less, then you have a better opportunity to post a better quality. If you aren't feeling this like stress to meet this quota, right, every day, to post frequently and more frequently, then what you're going to find is it's a lot easier and a lot less stress to post 4 times in a month and then make those posts really, really, really good quality. Make sure that the pictures that you're posting are absolutely amazing and you're so proud of those images. Because as a photographer, I know, especially when you're doing a full wedding, not every single photo is going to be portfolio worthy, and that's fine. You're busy, you're doing all the things. You can't deliver, 800, 400, however many photos you're delivering of every single image being something that's astounding and should be in your portfolio. And so those should not be shown as part of your portfolio, i.e. on your Instagram feed. Okay. So first tip, make sure that you're posting less and you're not thinking that by posting less that's going to hurt your chances of getting inquiries. Because when I started posting less and I started posting better quality, I actually quadrupled my inquiries. And now that you're posting less, to make sure that you're showing up with a consistent schedule. Okay, so now if I were to say, hey, let's start with once a week, do 4 posts a month that are absolutely amazing, beautiful, wonderful. Make sure those are really hitting your target market. Make sure those are really speaking to your ideal client. You could easily come up with posts for the next 3 months, which is only 12 posts of amazing photos and amazing content, and have that really speak to the people that you want to speak to. So cut out the fluff, cut out the hustle, and commit to consistently posting less but better quality. Okay. The second thing that you should be doing, and the reason I always say posting on Instagram is not a marketing plan, is because just posting alone is not a marketing plan. Posting is attracting. Okay. The reason that you're posting, the reason these gurus tell you to post consistently every single day, as much as humanly possible, is because they're using that as an attraction method. Now, I know, because I'm teaching Instagram to photographers, that as a photographer, there's other ways that we can be attracting people without posting every single day, right? We just talked about that. One of those ways is being social on social media. Okay. So how often have you posted, right? And you spent, I don't know, an hour on something that you posted, you spent all this time and you feel like the caption's really going to hit home, and you finally release it off into the world and you think it's going to do really well and you're going to get all these likes and you're going to get all these inquiries in your inbox, and it's like crickets, right? And then you keep refreshing, and maybe you get 1 like, maybe you get 5, maybe you get 20, but it's nowhere near what you wanted or expected for how much time you put into that post. And if you're doing that every day or trying to do that every day, it's just not sustainable. So another way that we can attract people is by being social as well. The truth is, Instagram is meant not to just be a posting app. It's meant to be a social app. And so after you've come out with those 4, pivotal, amazing, wonderful, quality-driven posts for the month, if you're doing them once a week, you want to get on the app and you want to be social. You want to talk to other people in your industry. You want to go out and find your ideal client and you want to talk to them. And I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to talk about specifically how to do those things. But what I do want to say is that you want to make engagement part of your everyday, daily, non-negotiable strategy. And there's some really beautiful things about engagement that will help you outside of just like, oh, this is good for my business. one beautiful thing about engagement is if you're engaging people in your community, if you're going on their feeds and you're leaving comments and you're showing them love, what I found is it's really started to create these sort of like internet online friendships that turn into real life friendships. And I don't know about you guys, but I know when I try to talk to my husband or my family about my job, their eyes just kind of glaze over. And so to have friends in the industry that have been created because we've gone first online and we've interacted on each other's feeds and we've shown each other love in the stories and all of that kind of stuff. It's created these amazing friendships within the industry. And now we can talk to each other about stuff. Now we can bounce ideas off of each other. And that really is priceless. Another beautiful thing about engaging is, gone are the no one's leaving comments on my posts, no one's liking my posts, because the reality is when you put effort in consistently, when you put engagement in consistently, when you spread love out there on people's feeds and you just network consistently, inevitably you're going to get that back. That's just the way the universe works. And so what you'll start to see is where maybe you were refreshing and you weren't getting any comments and you had 5 likes. If you do engage consistently and you make that a non-negotiable every day, these people are going to start going to your profile and your feed, and they're going to start engaging as well. And they're going to start leaving comments as well. And it's just this really beautiful sort of you give not to get anything back, but inevitably just the law of, I always say this wrong, but reciprocity. You guys correct me in the comments if you know how to say it right. Says that when you give, you get back. That's just the way the world works. And it's a beautiful thing. And with that being said, when you create more engagement on your hard work, you have people who are constantly now visiting your profile who might not have visited before, when you were just posting, right? And so the people that you're leaving comments on their feed, the ideal clients who you're out there engaging with, now you're attracting them to your profile in a different way. So you're still attracting, but you're not just posting. Because again, just posting on Instagram is not a marketing strategy. There's so many other benefits to engaging outside of those 2 things that I just mentioned. But I find that most photographers don't do this. And they spend the bulk of their, I would say like over 90% of their time figuring out what to post, what to put in their captions. Certainly there's strategy behind all of those things, but don't forget that Instagram is a social app and there's so many benefits to going out there and being social every single day and showing up consistently on people's feeds. Okay. The last tip is get personal, right? So when you're looking to follow someone's feed, you know that the most exciting thing that you come across, at least this is for me, and I feel like this happens for everybody, the user experience. When you go to someone new's Instagram feed and you scroll down their feed and you think, okay, cool. Like I like this, but I don't know if I'm ready to follow it yet. The most exciting thing that I always see is that little circle that goes around their profile picture that shows me that they've posted something in their stories. And the way that people typically use stories is to show the behind the scenes of things. It's to get more personal. And that's why we love seeing the stories, because the feed is very polished. It shows something that we've often planned ahead of time and we choose to put out there. But the stories is real time usually. It's the behind the scenes of the family, or it's the behind the scenes of the job, or it's even the person talking to the camera that maybe you didn't know who they were yet, and you just saw their work. And now you're seeing them for the first time as a human being. So my last tip for today is to get personal, right? So you're posting less frequently, but you're posting quality, tip number 1. And tip number 2, you're going out and you're using it as a social app and you're engaging with people in your community and your ideal clients. And the third tip is to get personal and do that by going on your stories. That's one beautiful way to do this. A lot of people, they get scared of stories and they put too much pressure on showing up on their stories. And I would say, the more authentic you are, the more likely you're going to pull in that ideal client, the more you're going to speak to people who are curious about you, and the more likely you're going to get more inquiries in your Instagram account, your messages, your emails, and that's always been the case for me. For example, I've been known to cuss. I'm a cusser. I don't do it on YouTube because I feel like maybe I'll get flagged or something. But on my Instagram account, you're going to see me. I'm not like sailor cusser, but it's something that's kind of unique. I don't really see a lot of creators doing it. And it's not something that's thought out. It's just, that's just always how I've been. Once in a while, I'll let an F-bomb fly or whatever. And what I found was before I used to try to kind of do what I do on YouTube, right? Where I would think before I actually said something like that could get me censored. And what I found is when I was doing it on Instagram, just because I'm being who I am and I'm being authentic and I'm just letting the day fly by on my stories, I would get people who would sign up for my program or who would talk to me through messages and just tell me like, gosh, like, I love following your account because I can really relate to you. I've actually had people say, I like that you cuss because I feel like that makes you more real, which is so interesting, right? And so often the things that we try to hold back in our stories, the things that we try to change about ourselves, and maybe that's not a great example. I'm sure there's better examples I could give you. But the things, the little tics that maybe you think are weird and you have to censor, those are the sorts of things that other people are doing as well, that they identify with as well. And that is part of your personal brand. And so show up on your stories and show up authentically you. Be authentic to who you are. Are you a cat person and you're obsessed with your cats? Show your cats. Is there something beautiful you do for every single client who signs up to do a wedding with you that nobody knows about? Show the behind the scenes of that. Do you have children and you feel comfortable showing them sometimes and you feel proud to show your motherhood or your fatherhood? Show that on your Instagram, because the truth is we live in a connection economy and most people want to see more than the curated feed, the curated what you're showing them, right? People want to feel connected to somebody before they buy. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that we're, as consumers, we're looking for more than just a purchase. We're looking to feel like we identify with that person before we spend money with them. And that's why you also see bigger brands, they're starting to tie in more personal aspects as well. So show up on your stories. Try to do it every day if you can. Please don't overthink it. Stories are not something that you should overthink. There's certainly a way in stories that you can be more strategic, but the most important thing is just do it consistently and show up authentically to who you are. This is going to not just drive home people to follow you, because we know followers don't equal sales, but it's going to get people to continue to be interested in you, and then eventually get people to hit that inquiry button and have it show up in your beautiful inbox. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my 3 strategies for posting less and still getting tons of inquiries from your Instagram. And today, or whenever you plan to do your content, that it's not just about the posting, right? Because I want you to tell yourself posting on Instagram is not a marketing strategy. Marketing strategy involves more than just posting pretty pictures. And I want you to take that and all of the tips that I just told you. How can you implement that in your own business? All right, so I'm so curious to hear what you guys say, what you guys think about this. Leave it in the comments below. Please be kind. And also let me know if there's anything else. I'm going to be doing a few more Instagram related videos coming up. But if there's anything else that you guys want to see, that you guys want me to talk about, I cover all business related things and marketing for photography businesses specifically on this channel. And I upload bi-weekly. So if there's anything that you guys want to see, make sure you leave it in the comments below and I will see you in the next video. Bye.